Hey up everyone! So today on the channel I'm playing catch up with a film that I have been meaning to see for a while. It's the latest film from Walter Salles called I'm Still Here, starring the renowned and Oscar nominated Fernanda Torres. I swear the universe has been keeping me away from seeing this film. I was originally supposed to see it in Venice. It was on the evening of the same day that I saw Joker Folie à Deux in the morning, and I decided to stay in the apartment and get my Joker Folie à Deux review up. So it was published in time for when the embargo dropped. So I ended up skipping the evening screening of I'm Still Here. That was my first mistake. I then had a chance to watch it at the London Film Festival. However, the press screening for I'm Still Here was on at the exact same time as Emilia Perez. And I foolishly went to go watch Emilia Perez, even though I'd already seen it at the Cannes Film Festival. I went to see that because all this hype and buzz was building around Emilia Perez, and I wondered, because I didn't really like it when I first saw it in Cannes, had I misjudged the film? So I thought, okay, this film probably feels more like an Oscars player. I should probably prioritize watching Emilia Perez again, just to see, what the fuss is about. Maybe I missed something on the first viewing. That was my second mistake because I didn't enjoy watching Emilia Perez a second time around. My first opinion was the correct one. And then when Fernanda Torres won the Golden Globe and then got the Oscar nomination for I'm Still Here, I had to see this film because I needed to watch it in order to do my deep dive Best Actress predictions video. But the screenings in London were so hard to get into at that point because Sony Pictures Classics were pushing this film on BAFTA voters, so the screenings were only open to those who are BAFTA members. I'm not a BAFTA member, so yeah, I got rejected from 2 screenings, but last Monday, I finally managed to see this film. I got into a screening. But yeah, it was a mission to get this film in front of my eyeballs. And admittedly, it was my fault because I did have opportunities to watch this film early, but in all honesty, I wasn't all that familiar with the work of Walter Salles or Fernanda Torres, so it wasn't like an urgent priority for me at the time. It's only after the film started to snowball and get all this award season momentum that I was regretting not watching it earlier. If you're familiar with my channel, then you'll know that I love award season, and Best Actress is always my favorite category. And I had to do my due diligence by watching all the Best Actress nominees before I could do my Best Actress deep dive discussion and prediction vid. Fernanda Torres in I'm Still Here was the last Best Actress nominee that I needed to watch, and now that I've finally seen the film and her performance, what did I think of it? Wow. I mean, talk about saving the best for last. Fernanda Torres is a powerhouse in this film. And while I will say I do prefer Anora and the substance and the performances of the lead actresses in those films, there is simply no denying the power of Fernanda Torres' performance in I'm Still Here. I'm actually kind of baffled how she didn't win Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival. I mean, I know I'm Still Here won the screenplay at Venice, but Best Actress for Fernanda Torres would have made so much more sense. Sorry to all the baby girl Nicole Kidman fans, but yeah, Fernanda Torres should have won Best Actress at Venice. I'm Still Here is based on the real-life story of Eunice Paiva, who's played in this film by Fernanda Torres, and is set in Rio de Janeiro in the early 1970s. This was a time of military dictatorship in Brazil. The Paiva family's world is turned upside down when the matriarch and former congressman Rubens Paiva, played in this film by Celton Mello, is taken in for questioning by the military and then disappears. The film then follows Eunice as she tries to ascertain her husband's whereabouts, figure out what's happened to him, all the while trying to ensure that in Ruben's absence that her family survives. But decades pass until Eunice finally gets some concrete answers, and that's all the plot you need to know. I was really swept up in I'm Still Here, okay? I was emotionally invested in the story, and I think that's because Walter Salles really takes his time to establish the Paiva family, so when the fallout comes later, you feel it. But yeah, the first 20 to 30 minutes of the film, you see just how tight-knit and close the Paiva family are, and also there's a lot of time dedicated to Ruben, the father, having interactions with all his children, whether it's sending his daughter off to London to study, or playing foosball with his son, or, burying one of his daughter's fallen out teeth in the sand and saying, "Oh, come back." It's, there's all these just lovely, sweet little moments that he has with the kids, okay? You feel the bonds and how much they love each other. And it's the same with Ruben and Eunice, okay? They are still very much in love with each other. They have this lovely, palpable chemistry, okay? You really feel the love in this family, which is why it's so nerve-wracking when the military come through their door. While it very much does feel like a formality, you do sense the danger in this scene. You do get the sense that Eunice's home is being invaded, and you can feel that collective sense of fear that the Paiva family is experiencing. But yeah, the atmosphere in that scene was just so tense, okay? I could feel my stomach churning. But when it's clear that Rubens isn't going to return home that night, that's when the Fernanda Torres showcase performance really begins. It is such a rich, complex, multi-layered performance. Having to be the rock for her family, keeping it together for the sake of her kids, but also to apply just the right amount of pressure to find a husband, but not too much pressure so that she ends up disappearing as well. Yeah, there's just little moments sprinkled throughout where you really see that inner strength. Like, there's a scene where a magazine's coming by to take a photograph of the family without the dad around to tell their story. And the photographer asks them to be sad, but she says, no, we're going to smile. We're going to show what we are as a family. It just shows that even in difficult times, she refuses to be a victim to this corrupt political regime. Lesser actors would have probably leaned into the melodrama more, but Fernanda Torres plays it small, but it's by no means like a small performance. Quite the contrary. It's powerful. It feels so naturalistic and authentic that it allows the audience to empathize with her on such a deep level. But yeah, I understand now what all this Fernanda Torres fuss was about. Torres is a tour de force-ness, or a Torres de force. She commands every scene that she's in with a quiet ferocity. This is one of the most skillfully nuanced performances of the year and would be a very worthy recipient of the Best Actress Oscar. But more on that shortly. Walter Salles' direction is also excellent, okay? It's very up close and personal, especially in the scenes inside the Paiva home. It has this fly-on-the-wall feel to it, like you yourself are entrenched in this family's home. And one of the daughters, Vera, has a camcorder which she uses to record her family, and often throughout the film, Salles will use this camcorder footage to punctuate the fact that you're getting a real close-up look at the family's most intimate, behind-the-scenes moments. So yeah, I was very emotionally invested in this family. Do I have any negatives about this film? Nothing too major. Like, the performances are all fantastic, not just Fernanda Torres, but the whole family is great in this. It's shot beautifully, and yeah, the cinematography is gorgeous. And it's also quite well written, but I will say there are 2 time jumps towards the end of the film where I had a little bit of beef with, but not much. It's Carpaccio. The first time jump is like 25 years, and my only little gripe with this scene is that Fernanda Torres is supposed to have aged 25 years, and they just didn't really do enough to convincingly show that she has aged 25 years. Okay, she still looks pretty glamorous, but we could just chalk it up to those beautiful anti-aging Brazilian genes of hers. But it's weird because the time jump from this sequence to the final sequence of the film, where Eunice is older, she's got Alzheimer's, she's in a wheelchair, and she's played by Fernanda Torres' real-life mother, Fernanda Montenegro. The difference in how much she ages between the 25 years and then the next thing where she's retired, it's quite significant, even though she's being played by her daughter. I just feel like they could have done a little bit more with the hair and makeup to bridge the gap between Fernanda Torres being oldish, like in the 90s, and then Fernanda Montenegro being the older version of Eunice in the 2000s. Yeah, because the jump there is more jarring than the jump that happens between what happens in the 70s and then going to the 90s. But honestly, I do think the film probably could have ended after the second time jump when we're in the 90s. I'm honestly not sure if we needed that second time jump when Eunice is in the wheelchair and she's a grandmother. I get why Walter Salles wanted it in the film because he's worked with both Torres and Montenegro and probably wanted to get them both in the same film. But I did ask myself, was this final scene truly needed? I will say it was a beautiful little scene, but it just didn't feel all that necessary to me. I personally don't think the film actually needed this final scene, but I'm sure there are plenty of Brazilians and Fernanda Montenegro fans that were really happy to see her show up in the final scenes of this film. Again, when it comes to criticisms, this isn't anything major, okay? It didn't tank the film for me. It was just something that I felt personally. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. All right, shall we talk about its Oscars chances? I'm doing something a little bit different on the channel today because normally I would tell you what categories I think it might be nominated for at the Oscars, but we already know what I'm Still Here is nominated for, but we don't know if it's won anything just yet as of recording this video. But yeah, it's up for Best Picture, International Picture, and Best Actress for Fernanda Torres. In a fair world, I think I'm Still Here should win International Feature and Best Actress for Fernanda Torres. But when it comes to International Feature, I'm still nervous it might lose to Emilia Perez because we got 13 nominations, which is just vastly more. And I know there was the controversy surrounding Emilia Perez, but yeah, I do think objectively, I'm Still Here is a much, much, much better movie than Emilia Perez, but often, the best films don't win at the Oscars. Sometimes it is just a popularity contest or which film ticks the most boxes, and Emilia Perez certainly does tick a lot of boxes. So yeah, I do think it could potentially win an international feature. That's probably its best chance because there's a lot of passion for this film, and it was really starting to surge after Fernanda Torres won the Golden Globe. So yes, I would love to see it win international feature, and I do think it can. But Emilia Perez might still win there. We'll see in a few days' time. And as for Fernanda Torres, oh my god. Her being nominated for Best Actress is one of the most inspired picks for Best Actress at the Oscars that we've had in ages, okay? It is such a powerful performance and not necessarily the type of performance that the Academy usually nominates because, again, it is quite subtle. It's very nuanced, it's very restrained. Do I think she can win? I don't think she is going to win, sadly. I think she would be very deserving of the win if she did. But yeah, I do think Mikey Madison and Demi Moore are in, stronger movies, and their performances are a lot bigger and showier, and typically the Academy does like to acknowledge the more showier roles for Best Actress at the Oscars. But yeah, again, if Fernanda Torres did win, you would see me complaining. But sadly, I don't think she is going to win. But the fact that she's nominated is a huge victory, and I'm so glad she got the nomination for it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is I'm Still Here winning any of those Oscars on Oscars Sunday? Do let me know in the comment section down below. And also let me know what you think of the film overall. Shout out to all the lovely Brazilians that have been lifting Fernanda Torres up this award season and leaving so many lovely comments for her on my Twitter posts, on my other videos. Yeah, it's been lovely to interact with you guys. If you guys have enjoyed the video and you want more people to see it, you can help by just clicking that little thumbs up button. It's really good for the algorithm getting out to more people. Also, I nearly forgot that it also got into Best Picture. How awesome was that? I would say I'm Still Here getting into Best Picture was the most delightful surprise on Oscars morning. Like, I don't think many people were predicting it, but when it actually showed up, it was like, wow, cool, good job, Academy. But I will say, I'm Still Here getting into Best Picture is the victory, okay? It's not going to win Best Picture, but the fact that it got in is huge, so that's awesome. Anyway, shall we ask those 3 questions? Firstly, would I watch it again? Absolutely, I would happily watch this film again just for Fernanda Torres' performance. Okay, she is that good. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yes, if you want to watch a powerful tour de force performance from Fernanda Torres, if you want to see what all the fuss is about for yourselves, go check it out. It's in UK cinemas now for a limited release. Honestly, it's some of the best acting you will see all year. And question number 3, what score do I give it out of 10? Well, I do think it was possible for there to be a tighter edit around this film, and the last scene felt a little bit unnecessary to me. I was still so emotionally swept up in this movie. It was really effective. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give I'm Still Here a score of 8 out of 10. But as always, guys, it is just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear from you. What do you think of I'm Still Here and Fernanda Torres' performance and its Oscars chances? What do you have to say about this movie? Let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content, don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Harefield, and I'll see you next time.